On today's episode of Watch JR Go, we are here in Josh's shop with his 1962 Austin Healey, and our game plan is to drive it today. What is going on, guys? I'm Watch JR Go, and today, like I said, we're here with Josh's 1962 Austin Healey we've been working on the channel for a long time. And if you'll remember, way back when we started working on this, we talked about where the car came from. This was from a restaurant in Kansas, and the owner wanted to put it in the restaurant as a decoration, so he stripped the car. 100% stripped the car, because there couldn't be anything left in it with automotive fluids in it when the health inspector came through. So every gas line, every brake line, everything that had any liquid in it left the car, and that included the engine, the radiator. It all came out, and he threw it all into boxes as like a disaster. It was just a big mess. And then he sent the car out and had it painted and never came back to claim the car. The restaurant closed before they even picked up the car. So Josh found this in a body shop, and they bought this car, cleaned up a few things that it needed, and it showed up over here at Josh's shop in boxes. And since then, we put a lot of it back together, and Ryan came and did the glass, of course. He does all the glass on all the cars, and a friend of mine in Rose Hill did these beautiful seats. Tell me these seats are not out of this world, with that beautiful like peanut butter brown, brand new gauge panel dash right there. That looks incredible. This is the steering wheel that came out of my Stance Scion XB. So this is that true Nardi, which is really cool, with a Grant steering wheel button put in it. And that's basically it. I think you've seen everything else in previous episodes, so the game plan today is to make it move. Oh yeah, we just got it running too. So that's on Josh's channel. If you want to see the first start and the insane amount of stuff we had to go through on this, make sure you're checking that out, because it took quite a while to make the thing run, and then it had a terrible noise. And did you show fixing the terrible noise and everything?
Not yet. It's on the editing table right now.
All right. Well, you can watch that backstory of all the latest progress over there on his channel. I'll throw a link in the description below. But it's together, and now it's ready for fluids. I'm excited. This thing ran really well when we got it going the other day.
You just tap the starter and
really?
Worst to life. It's like a sewing machine.
That's awesome. It sounds like a sewing machine too. We don't need much, right?
No.
I'm glad you flipped battery cables.
I would get a new battery.
Oh.
With the post on the opposite side.
Reverse
so
post.
Didn't cross.
Gotcha.
No, it fits great. That one was actually $1.50 cheaper.
This is actually the normal battery. There's not an R in the part number. Well, let's make this happen. So what's left? I see we've got this list here.
Yeah. I was just coming out with the mental checklist of like things we need to do tonight.
Yeah.
And for it to move, it's going to need brake fluid,
sure,
clutch fluid, and then both masters. But it shares a master, so we'll need to bleed
both of them, though.
Yeah, the clutch slave and then the brakes.
Okay.
And then it's going to need trans fluid, rear axle fluid, and probably brakes adjusted.
Okay.
It's going to need a return spring for both, which I have.
I see.
But I'm missing. There's a washer, some type of a plate that goes behind.
That it pulls on?
That it hooks onto. There's a hole right here. There's a hole in like a washer here, which we could just use a washer and drill a hole.
Yeah, we can punch a hole in it.
So it needs those two return springs, and then it needs a return spring for the throttle.
I see that. It's just the one hanging there?
Yes, so I found this in my bin of miscellaneous hardware. I think I'm going to drill a hole in that valve cover and attach that about there.
Yeah.
And then just
because the SUs didn't have a return.
It was all built into the linkage.
That makes sense.
And didn't require one, so.
Yeah. Well, that's definitely a reasonable fix. It'll look nice with all the galvanized.
Yeah, so that'll go there.
Cool.
So, 3 return springs, fluid, bleed some master cylinders.
And go.
And,
Cool.
Go from there, at least.
So, what do we put in here? .4? RBF 700? We put pure race fluid in this thing?
I mean, it is a race car.
Okay. Let's do that.
It does have racing heritage.
Can you believe people race these things? This car's a death trap on a good day.
No. But I do think I could probably bench press it on a good day. Yeah. So, I mean, I understand why.
Any strongman competition, this could be the thing you lift. Let's fill it up.
I've got most of the fluids here.
I see that. So that's gonna be diff and trans?
Yep.
Okay.
And then I picked up an inline fuse. I thought that would be smart to put on the fuel pump.
Ah, that checks out.
So I'm not sure where we're gonna pick up power for that. So
right off the battery, like we've been doing.
so now,
Tonight, right off the battery.
yeah.
All right, I'm gonna start at the back and work forward, and Josh is starting at the front with the radiator. I'm at the diff, and I already tightened down the drain plug on the diff down here, so we'll hop down underneath the Heeley. So here's the drain plug, just using a 3/8 extension, that's tight now. This is finger loose, whoop, coming down. And now I have what is hilariously a bottle pump on a jug of gear oil. So we'll see if this little pump has any chance of moving gear oil. I believe in you, pump. It is not getting any fluid. It took a lot of priming to make this pump work, but we are finally filling the diff. Probably had to prime the thing for 5 minutes. Oop, stay in there. Stay in the diff fill. And this is one of those things where you just fill it until some fluid comes back out of the hole. Hopefully nothing starts leaking on here.
No, the axle seals.
Yeah, the axle seals are exactly. It starts coming out the brakes. Ooh. Mistakes were made. They were probably like cloth seals too, weren't they?
Or leather or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Also would not be surprised.
Well, I'll keep pumping until we see fluid come out the ends. She's full, she's trying to drip out. Stop it. Now I gotta like quickly get the plug in there. Come on, come on. Thank you. This solves our problem. I didn't spill too much. Anyway, the rear is full now, and it's time to move on to the transmission as soon as I prevent this mess. It's hard to stop a train. What do you think the anti-leak torque is? Bury it?
Yeah. 4,000 foot-pounds.
Until the car falls off the jack stands?
Yeah.
Alright, it's pretty tight then. I went for it. We just got the speedometer cable hooked up to the transmission and routed. And then, once you look underneath, there's this little access hole. And inside there, there's a little 3/4 bolt. And that is, let's see if I can get the extension off here, where we're gonna fill the transmission. So, right there, the problem's gonna be getting this out of the car. Oop. Oh, well, it went straight to the floor.
Sounded expensive.
That worked fine. Now I'm gonna carefully put the bottle and pump in here and try to fill the transmission. We are making some progress here. This one will probably take a lot longer than the rear end. It took a full liter or quart for the rear, and I bet it's gonna take a lot more for the transmission. I would assume like 2. So I'll just keep sitting here. Moving through the checklist here, rear end done, speedometer filled, speedometer cable hooked up, filling the brake and clutch system right now, and then bleeding those two, and Josh just got the throttle all fabricated, the return springs. Yes, so now if we hop down here, you can push the throttle and it comes home. Just what you want out of a throttle. We're gonna actually fill this with RBF 660, 600, 600.
601, whatever it takes.
Well, that way we got the racing fluid in the old Austin. And let's make some washers, some return washers. All right, the retaining bolts and the spring setup for these returns, that's all been built. And now we are ready to fluid fill the reservoir. Man, brand new, never seen fluid before. Now you can't see it there, but kind of cool. So now we're gonna try to fill this without spilling with RBF 660, the factory line racing fluid from Motul. Ballin'. Okay, the reservoir is about full. I'm gonna go ahead and give this thing a couple pumps. See if we can put a little fluid in the clutch. Start there. Start with both at once because there's no resistance at all.
Put these return springs on there.
Go for it. Do you think it's taking?
Hopefully.
The ever important clutch bleed. We have fluid coming out of it now, and we do think it's probably working because it's returning, but we're gonna try. You ready for me to?
Yeah.
Okay. Open it up one time and make sure there's no air left in the lines. So Josh has a remote bleeder set up here, so he can do it in the engine bay.
Okay, it's open. So if you push down, it should make a mess. It's making a mess. Okay, hold it down.
I was like, it's just gonna spray 10 feet in the air.
Okay.
You think that's good?
I think so.
Oh, I now have 0 feel and 0 return.
Let it pump back up a couple times.
There's a tiny bit. We must have some air in it, right? Just a little bit. Well, we finally got some fluid to the rear of this thing. You can tell because it's a puddle. And of course, all of the original slaves back here are leaking. So luckily Josh already had new slaves and those are getting swapped out right now. And then back to bleeding.
These parts are so cheap. When you order master cylinders, you're like, yeah, I'll just buy all of them.
Oh yeah, because they're probably like $5 each.
Yeah.
Yeah, can't beat that.
You need one, you just, throw 4 in the cart just because you got to pay for the shipping anyway.
I can't believe the leaf spring has like 30 leaves. It looks like a ream of paper.
It's like 12 inches long though.
It's hilarious.
It does look like a ream of paper.
This is my brake fluid. There are many like it, but this one is mine. 660 millimeter. Bang, bang. Time to fill this thing up. This is the 4th bottle that's gone into this car, mostly because we're using all of my scrap bottles. So glad they all went somewhere. Well, we started working on this about 11 p.m. It's currently 3:25 a.m. The brakes took a lot longer than we expected, obviously, because we ended up replacing the slaves in the back and bleeding the whole thing like 10 times before we got all the trash out of the system. But it's done. We just got the battery hold down mounted. The radiator does have a slight leak out of this neck here, and we've been catching all that water, but that's why we decided to make the first drive on water, and then the radiator will get repaired or replaced, and it'll get coolant in the system. We have our ignition switch here. It's the coil wire, and our fuel pump here, and we'll do the trick we've been doing using the coil to hold the fuel pump on the battery terminal, and that should be fine to get us down the road. So we've got a clutch, we've got brakes. That took quite a while, and I mean, everything else in this car is like new. The entire interior is new, all that carpet was new, all of the seats, obviously, the panels, the gauges here, the paint was brand new when they picked it up. So it's very, very close to being 100% complete. So I think we're ready to pull this thing out, aren't we?
Yes.
Minus a couple cotter pins. Yes. 2 cotter pins. So these are the cotter pins that hold that castle nut on the suspension right there. It's basically a cotter pin. That's what was in it. This thing looks pretty incredible. And obviously the last thing to do is basically just hook up the wiring harness the rest of the way. I did all that, but I mean, it's there. I am ready to start it. Ready?
Clutch for the first time.
Isn't that crazy? Seeing that thing work. Brakes too? Sweet. It probably does. All right, well, here's our ignition coil, and here is fuel. Let's fire this baby. She's just cold. All right, one more pull on the starter. Will it move? This is the, oh! How many years? 12. 12? Maybe more. Yeah, at least 12 years. Oh, that engine runs so well. All right, I'm hopping in because I got to run the headlights. Our headlights are right here in the floorboard. Boom. Reverse lights. How's this clutch? Oh, we forgot to torque the wheels.
Brakes are non-existent.
The brakes are always 2 pumps, huh?
Yeah.
have the headlights. Dude, this is super fun.
This is so cool.
What an awesome car. I love it.
I feel like a clown.
Yes. Dude, it drives amazing. Also, this flashlight is, whoa!
It's so tight.
Oh, it is. And this flashlight is a super good headlight. How did that happen? We can also inspect the engine if we need to with the flashlight. Oh, brakes work now. Don't die, girl.
Speedo's not working.
Oh, no speedo? Is the tach?
Nope.
I hooked up the tach and the speedo.
I don't think either one of them's working. Do they need electricity going to them?
I don't think so. They're both mechanical.
God, it takes like 5 seconds to get brakes.
She's mad. What's she mad about?
I don't know.
Switching back to the narrow beam headlight. We have multi-beam headlights. You will. $3 Chinese headlight for the win.
That thing's awesome.
Especially with the zoom, I can run it in and out and control like how much we can see. Field of view on the fly. That's the that's next gen headlights and all the new cars right there. Anyway, no issues getting here at all. Super cool. It just fires right up, and oh, what an awesome car. We started on this like a year and a half ago probably, right?
Yeah.
Anyway,
I started on it like 5.
you started on it forever
10 years
ago.
ago.
And then it's been stored over at Cameron's forever, and man.
I hit no for me.
Ah, car wash
You
no.
gotta tell it you don't want a car wash to get gas.
We should, let's just hit the car wash. It's a full auto.
Don't tempt me.
Anyway, the Sprite just, oh, it looks so good. I hope you guys are in love with this car. It is definitely the car from, what's that movie with the little, this is the car from the movie with the mouse driving the car. It's super cool. It looks,
2:30 in the morning, I can't think right
I know, it looks incredible. I know I thought of the movie before.
I put 3.7 gallons in it and it clicked off.
That's a motorcycle gas tank right there. Josh is starting it and I'm gonna drive this thing. Got lots of brake.
You ready?
Go for it.
In neutral. Give it a little bump. Might need some timing.
Okay, I'll give it a little bump. Oop.
Other way on the time.
I'll give it a little throttle again. She's alive. Oh, now she's screaming. I love it. All right, here we go.
I'm on headlight duty.
Headlight duty. Wow, the clutch is amazing.
It's perfect. It feels industrial, but just great.
Also, it's pretty funny that that headlight just works so well. Is second straight down?
Yep.
Okay, cool. I didn't know if this was dog leg or what. What a screamer! This is so nice to drive. You're right.
It's like you're connected to the car.
Let's get a bomb through here. Man, we gotta get the cooling system fixed. I want to drive it.
Yeah.
What a fun car to drive. It's like the Miata if it was 40 years older, and that's kind of exactly what it is. Also, another finished project on the channel. The hood and the headlights, you can watch that on Josh's channel, but we put a car back together from boxes and it runs and it's amazing and beautiful. So, that is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to head on over to shop.watchjargo.com where you can get cool shirts, not like this. And please, like, share, subscribe, do whatever you want to do, and I will talk to you next time. Nailed this thing, dude. It's so cool.
It drives so good.
Yeah, it's so weird that everything's perfect. Washing all the excess brake fluid out with this water here. That's the goal. I started hooking the taillights up before we left. There's just a few, an afternoon of stuff left. But that is probably the last time you'll see this bad boy.